Shavaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So this is a big one, okay? Yeah, because we went from the tree, sitting under a tree, to enjoying words of Vedanta, to what else? Using our hands as plate and fork combined, and then growing into abundance, where we all feel rich right now. Yes? Say yes even if you don't want to. Say yes even if you want to say no. Yes. And then we saw how because of our ignorance we think that the Ananda is object-centered, whereas the Ananda is what? Subject-centered. Centered on the I alone is Ananda, and then that is the one we have to focus on. And if we are running around for object Ananda, subject Ananda will sit quietly. All right, you're doing your thing, I'm not going to do anything. And so therefore you have to quieten down the object Ananda. How? By focusing. By having the focus. Not looking here, not looking there, and then allowing all the indriyas to be tranquilized in a nice way, okay? Yeah. And then don't say, I went to sleep in Vedanta class because you asked me to tranquilize the indriyas. No. Tranquilize the indriyas for other pursuits. Be here, be now here for what? Vedanta pursuit. And so like this, then what happens? So now we are getting into real extreme, okay? You are duly forewarned. And what are we doing? Dehadi bhavam parimarjayantaha. So mrij means to sweep away. Marjani means broom, yeah. Marjayantaha, parimarjayantaha means nicely sweep away. Oh, I'm good at cleaning. I can clean out everything. What do you want me to clean out? If you ask, then the text says, clean out the notion that you are the body. Sweep away the notion that you are the mind. Sweep away the notions, mop up the notion that you are the buddhi, that you are the indriyas, that you are the manaha. This body, mind, sense complex, I am not. And our what is that called? Nirvana Shatkam says that Mano buddhi ahankara chittani aham. No, na aham. Before you come to Vedanta, aham. After you come to Vedanta, na aham. I'm not the Shrotram, nacha Shrotra jihve, nacha Grana netre. I'm not the sense organs. And then I'm not the five elements from which all of this came either. Nacha Vyoma Bhumir, na Tejo na Vayuhu. What am I? Shunya. No, don't go there, that is not Vedanta. Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. So Chidananda means I am Swananda. That is what? Chit means myself. Chit means that self-sentience because of which I know I am. If I ask a question, are you here?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, why a feeble yes? What about the rest of the people? Are you here or not?
Yes.
Ah, finally. So when you said yes, did you have to ask your neighbor, am I here? Please tell me. No, you don't have to ask at all. That means what? You are already here. You are already here. You are already self-evident, self-luminous. The self does never needs to be established. It is already here. And so knowing that, and everything else is a plus. The body is a plus. Thank God I have a body because I can come and sit. Thank God I have sense organs, I can enjoy a few things. Thank God I have a buddhi, so that I can choose to study Vedanta. And so that whatever is said goes in. Otherwise, no buddhi means what? Sitting like that, in permanently vegetative state. Not nice. And so, I can study Vedanta, I can run, I can climb, I can taste things, I can enjoy this. But who is the one who is enjoying? The one who is enjoying has nothing to do with the body-mind-sense complex. The body is like a house. The mind-body-sense complex is like a house, rather it's like a hotel room. The only thing you don't know are the check-in and check-out dates. You don't know. Automatic check-in. Bhagavan checks you in, Lord Yama checks you out. Yes. Lord Yama says, time is up, come on. And then you say, really? No, I want to stay longer. I'm doing pranayama, I'm doing yoga. Lord Yama says, all right, I'll go have coffee in Starbucks. I'll be back. Little break, that's all. But you can't stave off death. It will come. It will come to every body. Not everybody. Every body. This is where we have to have Vedanta understanding. Every body, death will come. In fact, the mind goes before the body. Many times, you try to remember something and you say, what do you say? Never mind. Yeah, that's the only thing you can say about the mind. Never mind. Body comes, body goes, mind comes, mind goes. These are all the house. This is all an assemblage. That which is put together definitely will fall apart. An assemblage is called samhata. This is a very important argument in Vedanta. In advanced argument in Vedanta, a very advanced argument, samhata means it is put together. So you build a house. What do you build the house for? To stay in it, correct? Yes. You don't say, I'm building the house for the sake of the house. No. So the second point, first is that which is built is not for its own sake, it's for something else. That which is an assemblage is jada, inert, and that which occupies the assemblage is what? Chetana, sentient. You look in the house also, another house is not occupying this house. No. So the house is intelligently put together for what? For my sake, for the sake of the sentient person. Third point, the sentient person is not put together. I am not put together. I am Satchidananda. I am not put together at all. There was neither a time I was not. There will never be a time I will not be. I was not put together. I don't have a birthday. And I will not have a death day because I am whole, free, limitless, forever the same, all the time, nitya, shuddha, free of papa, punya, free of wrongdoing, free of guilt, hurt, buddha, all-knowing being I am, and then mukta, ever free I am, this atma, and then this atma is not jada, it's sentient. Jada means inert, it is sentient. The sentient I occupies an insentient home. This is how it is, even in your life. If the house also started to think, then it will be very difficult, because it will tell you that table doesn't go there, you have terrible taste. Where did you get this table from? Go return it. It will not say that. And then the house doesn't have an opinion, thank God. Otherwise you will not be happy in it, ever. Because it will start to tell you that you are not fit to live in it. That is what it will say. So the third point of this samhata, this assemblage argument, is that which is put together will always be lifeless, jada, and that for which it is put together is chetana. So the body is lifeless, mind is lifeless, even prana is inert, everything is inert. The one that occupies it, animates the body, mind, sense complex, makes it alive, is Satchidananda, which does not even need a body because it is everywhere. It is there in one body, the same thing is there in the other body, and in between two bodies, what is there? Space. And what is that space? Satchidananda. There is no place that Satchidananda is not. Knowing this, I disidentify with this particular body. It's not dissociation. Dissociation means, oh, this body is not my body, that's all. But you don't say what I am. When you say what I am, there is no dissociation. So this is not some kind of a psychological dissociation. This is knowledge. The knowledge that I am much more than this body. This body is literally a hotel room. Hotel room means what? You don't change the painting as soon as you go there. Oh, I don't like this artist. Some painting they'll put because they have to. And it is their signature, whatever. They do that to every room. You don't call in the carpenter and then you don't say, I have my own painting. I'm going to put my own painting there. No, you don't do that. You don't change the doors and windows. You don't change the carpeting. You don't say, I don't like the bedspread. I don't like the quilt. You may not like it, but you know it is just for a short while. And this is not your real home. You know that. I have just come here for transacting business, to buy, to sell, to enjoy something, to give, to take, to learn some lessons. I have come. So what does it matter? What the hotel room is like? It doesn't matter at all. So similarly, this body is a hotel room, the mind is a hotel room, the senses are a hotel room. What does it matter what it looks like? Let it look like anything. No need to try to change it. No need to try to do anything to it. And so it is just how it is. Let it be how it is. Yes, I have to take care of it. I take care of it. That's all the connection is. I take care of it. I make sure it is fed properly. It is clean. It is clothed. All these things is in my hand to do it. Just like I take care of the house. I take care of the house to make sure it is clean. Mold and all these things don't grow. All these things I make sure it is free of pests. Similarly, the body also I take care of to ensure that it is clean and free of all kinds of undesirable things. And then, if this is the attitude towards something so intimate like our own body, mind, sense complex, then the rest of the attitude towards the Jagat, etc. will naturally come. So dehadi buddhim, dehadi bhavam. Bhavam means association, entanglement, identification. Parimarjayantaha, the ones who have nicely swept up that identification. No longer identified with the body. But here again you don't have to make it into some kind of a drama. No. Some self-styled God people do that. I saw one, one person who they said the devotees were very upset. He doesn't eat at all. So one lady feeds him from this side. He'll go like this. And another lady feeds him from that side. He goes like that. And a third man comes from the middle and gives him water. That also he drinks. And they say, oh, he has no body consciousness. See, he doesn't even eat. But you're feeding him. He's eating, right? Yeah. And then you don't need all these performances. Because you know the body is as though. It is as though animated. It is as though sentient. It is shining in the borrowed sentience of I. I'm lending my sentience, I'm lending my existence to this body, mind, senses, and it is just shining in this borrowed sentience. And if I know I am not this body, but the body is Atma, you see, Atma is more than the body. I am more than this body, but the body is totally dependent on me. So therefore, it's a kind of a very interesting equation, one-sided equation. Body is me, mind is me, senses are me, all of them depend on me. I am not the body. I'm not just this body. I'm everybody. I'm not just this mind. I'm the mind of the entire universe. I'm not just this set of sense organs. I am the Sukshma Sharira of everything. I'm the subtle body of the entire universe. Like that, the one, if I have to see, then the relationship to the body-mind sense complex definitely has to be cleaned up. You don't have to say this one, so like some other Mahatmas, they don't refer to themselves as I, because I is Atma. Maharaj Ji, when did you come? This came yesterday. When are you leaving? This will leave day after tomorrow. Have you had your bhiksha? This is very hungry. You don't have to go like that. You don't have to have any kind of pretense. You can say, I came, I went, while knowing that the I connected to the body-mind sense complex is falsified. Through knowledge, it is falsified. I don't have to sever the connection from the body, living in a complaining, living in a body that wants to complain. I am free of complaints. Body may have complaints. Stiffness is there, pain is there, discomfort is there. But I am free enough to live in a complaining body. This is the beauty of it. Somebody asked, if Vedanta I know, will all my problems go away? No. You will become big enough to handle not only your problems, but the problems of the entire universe. That's how big you will be. That's how big Brahman is. Limitlessly big. And so, you don't have to say this came, this went, and then this one beat up that one. You don't have to see that. You don't have to go through this kind of a posturing. You can say, I came, I went, I'm eating, I'm drinking, full well knowing that the I is what? Atma, and the drinking, eating is, the doership is as though connected. It's not absolute. So, dehadi buddhim marga bhavam parimarjayantaha atmanam atmani avalokayantah. This is from the Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, where it says, Atmani Atmana Tushtaha. Arjuna asks a question. How to recognize a jnani? I want to recognize who are the jnanis. Imagine if one could do that, then one would go around in the room and say, not you. You maybe, I don't know, but certainly not you. Yeah, you all are jnanis. And you're a no hope person. Yeah, not only not a jnani, but no hope of being a jnani. Like that, one cannot do. Only one jnani can recognize another jnani. Thank God for that. Okay. So therefore, so here, Atmanam, so what is the hallmark of the jnani? Arjuna asks in the 2nd chapter, how to recognize a jnani. You can't recognize a jnani but by outward lakshanas, outward characteristics. Because, they will all be different. The jnani will look and talk and eat same as you. There will be no posturing. There will be no saying, I am better than you. Like one Mahatma said that, I never go to the bathroom. Yeah. And then they asked some people to come and look at the quarters. Sure enough, there was only room, no bathroom, and he stayed in there night and day. And they said, oh, he's so amazing. He doesn't need to go to the bathroom. Amazing or constipated, we don't know, but so, but then he died away. After he died away, then they found, when they were cleaning the room, a trap door under the bed. And then there was flight of stairs leading to a nice bathroom. Yes. Why all this? No need. No need, because the I already is understood as Brahman. The Brahman that is as though occupying this body-mind sense complex that I call my body. That's all it is. And so, the hallmark of the jnani doesn't have to do with this kind of a thing. This is all nonsense. There is another story that is told. What is that? Buddhist story, Two Shishyas were talking about the greatness of their respective gurus. One of them said, "My guru is so great, does not eat, does not drink, does not go to the bathroom." And then the other one said, "My guru is so great, eats whenever he wants and sleeps whenever he wants, goes to the bathroom whenever he wants. So great he is." That should be the idea. It's not about these external characteristics. So what is the characteristic? It's an internal characteristic that is talked about at, I think, verse 50 or 51 in the second chapter, and then it is elaborated for the rest of the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. Two conditions are given. One condition is what? One condition is this, that prajahati yada kama sarvan kaman manogatan. As the desires arise in the head, it is immediately killed. Even before it becomes a desire, a fancy comes in the heart, in the head, and it is not followed. You don't follow the flight of fancy, you let it die a natural death. The fancy is in the form of a thought. Let the thought come, let the thought be, let the thought go. And then what else? Fancy is in the form of a thought. You don't attach to the thought. You don't shun the thought either. You don't attach to the thought, and then you let it go. And then after that, what happens? Then the second one is you derive all entertainment from yourself alone. Atmani, in oneself one is happy. Atmana, by oneself one is happy. And many people say that, "Oh, I don't need people, I can just be in the inner room." I'll say, fine. Check your devices here at the door and then go to your room. I will lock you from outside and let's see how long you last. How long it is before you, like a dog, crawl, start scratching the door. So, no internet, no outer net, nothing. How long will you be? How long can you last? The Jnani can last, because the Jnani's source of entertainment is what? Oneself alone. But how does the Jnani turn the body-mind-sense complex into a cable TV? The Jnani doesn't turn the body-mind-sense complex into the cable TV. The Jnani is sense organs, the mind are disciplined and resolved. So the non-wanting mind becomes a non-restless mind. A non-restless mind, after fighting with everything, surrenders to the heart and rests within the heart. The whole person is a tranquil person. You go sit with such a person, you also feel tranquil, but alas, as soon as you leave them, you feel untranquil quickly, because the tranquility was a borrowed tranquility. And then you have to get your own. You have to get your own tranquility. So therefore, Atmanam Atmani Avalokayantah. Then how do they manage to entertain themselves? Because na antam na madhyam na bahismarantah. They are not focused on the past. They have made a repast of the past. They no longer there is a past. Really speaking, there is no past. No, it happened a long time ago. Wait till I tell you some stories from my past. When are you telling me the story?
Now.
Exactly. Now you are telling the story. Not you didn't tell me the story of the past in the past. Even then, if you had told the story of the past in the past, it would have been what? Now. Yeah. That then is, that which is called then was the now of that then. Yeah. Everybody understood? Yeah. The then which is, which you call now, at that time was what? Still now. And then future, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Lot of hand wringing, OMG, what's going to happen? What will happen? We don't know what will happen. Exactly, we don't know what will happen. You won't know. No, but some bad things may happen. Yes, some bad things may happen. You just see that, yeah. Accept that, yes. No, what can I do? Pray. Pray that when bad things happen, let me have the courage to overcome them. Let me have the courage to bear them. No, I don't want bad things to happen. Well, too bad. Yeah. Why? Why? Because you have come with this body, correct? And the body has its own karma. And the karma wheel keeps going up and down. When the karma wheel goes up, what do I say? Yippee! When the karma wheel goes down, I say, woe is me, why me, sad me. Again we see that the sorrow is happening not to the body. The sorrow is centered somehow on I, transferred from the difficulties of the body-mind sense complex. The difficulty, karma cannot give you sorrow. No. For that, one has to be the author. You have to claim authorship for the sorrow. Karma or difficult things from past life unfolding can give you uncomfortable situations, can give you discomfort. But to translate that discomfort into sorrow is the abuse of one's own free will. That's what it is. To translate that discomfort into sorrow is on you. Nobody has done that. That's not the arrangement. To translate the discomfort into pain, sorrow is to personalize the pain. Think of oneself as a victim. Why me? Why it has to happen to me? Why am I not this? Why am I not that? That is based on the abuse of one's free will. I have been targeted. I have been left out. And whatever your favorite this is. What is that called? Favorite chronic pattern is. I have been targeted. I have been left out. Nobody loves me. Nobody cares about me. This is what the wrong understanding is. And the wrong understanding leads to this kind of a thing. Wrong identification. And the wrong identification is the cause of sorrow. Karma will come. Pray for it to be neutralized or mitigated at least. And then if it cannot be mitigated or if it just continues to come, know that it is already mitigated and then learn from it. Learn how to gracefully accept and override the karma by taking it on cheerfully. Cheerfully. And then when you take it on cheerfully, what happens? Then it goes away faster. Why? Because there is no resistance. If there is resistance, we make already something which is uncomfortable worse. So, this is objectivity. Neither the future nor the past, and for the jnani there is no present either. Because present, when you say, it's in relation to what? Past. And then it's in relation to future. For the one for whom there is no past and future, what present are you talking about? No, you mean right now? Yes. Right now? Yes. How long can you keep saying right now, right now, right now? Yeah, infinitely. So the present is infinity for whom? For them there is no past, no future and no present to speak of, because the present has no length of time, it is timeless. And then what is that? Yeah, Kaupinavantaha Khalu Bhagyavantaha. Panchaksharam Pavanamuccharantaha Patim Pashunam Hridi Bhavayantaha Dikshasana Dikshu Paribhramantaha Kaupinavantah खलु भाग्यवन्तः पञ्चाक्षरं पावनमुच्चरन्तः पतिं पशूनां हृदि भावयन्तः भिक्षाशनादिक्षु परिभ्रमन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः. This is how do they live, how do they move around in the world. The last one says, and what does it say? They are always saying the Panchakshari. What is Panchakshari? Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya, unto that which is auspicious. Om, a sound of blessing. Om Namah Shivaya, unto that which is Bhagavan in the form of that which is auspicious. Shiva means auspicious. So unto that which is the most auspicious, that which is the timeless Atma, myself alone am the most auspicious. Unto that Namaha, surrender, Atmane Namaha. And so this is Panchakshari. It is supposed to be a very potent mantra. And that mantra, what do? Chant. When? All the time. That's what the Jnani is doing. Om Namah Shivaya. Or any other mantra. Om, Om. At least the Jnanis are told to chant at least just plain Om. Because when you just keep saying Om, 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 you feel like not doing anything. Yes. That's why people who are grihasthas are told, please don't chant Om. Yeah, because not ready for sannyasa and then not ready to be in the grihastha-shrama. Both ways, one is fallen off. Ubhayam bhrashta, fallen off both the wagons. No. But the sannyasis are told, please keep chanting Om, 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 Om. Why? Don't join the ranks that you have just left. Don't be tempted to say, oh, after all, samsara was not too bad. Yes. So you keep chanting Om, 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 and the people who are householders are taught to chant Om along with something else. Namah Shivaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You get the benefit of Om. You get the Vairagya, but you will still continue and you won't be more or less. That is why. But the sannyasi has to keep chanting Om, has to keep seeing the, what is that word? Oneness between oneself and Bhagavan all the time. All the time in prayer. Even though they may not be chanting, they are prayerful. They are full of prayer. Their attitudinally, everything becomes a worship for them. Doesn't matter who they worship, what form, nothing matters. Attitudinally, everything is worshipful. Whatever they do, every action they have converted into a form of worship. In addition to a formal worship time which comes and goes, they still are all the time worshipful. Their attitude towards the Jagat, towards the universe and all the beings is extremely worshipful. And then what else? Patim Pashunam. Pashunam Patim. Very interesting. Pashunam Patim. Who is that? Pashupati. Who is that? Lord Shiva. The Lord of all the beasts. Because the beasts also cannot advocate for themselves. They too need a Lord. And they cannot even pray. The Lord looks after them. The Lord looks after all the beasts. Patim Pashunam. Pashunam Patim. The Lord of all the beasts. Both outer beasts and inner beasts. In the form of intractable emotions. In the form of stubborn wants, needs, desires. In the form of anger, desire that is very, very difficult to overcome, to conquer. So stubborn wants and needs, when they are not fulfilled, they turn into rage, anger. Then delusion as to what is, who is this I? What is it that I want? Why am I here? All these things. Delusion, moha, kama, krodha, moha, avarice, greed. I already have something, but then I want the more of the same thing. Then what else do we have? Krodha, lobha, kama, moha, mada, pride. Pride in what? All my achievements. What kind of achievements? Did you make your brain? No, let's go back to that. Yeah. Neither you nor your mother made the brain. So, everything is given for you to do, everything is given to achieve. So, what can you take the credit for? Nothing. And so, there is needs to be no mada, matsarya, jealousy. And what is the jealousy for? Jealousy is somebody else is doing better than me. You know the best antidote to jealousy? Go appreciate them. Yeah. But I can't even open my teeth. How to appreciate like this? Go appreciate them with clenched fist and clenched teeth. You have got this promotion. I'm so happy. That is the best antidote. Then all the jealousy goes away. Everything goes away. Because you appreciated them. And in appreciating them, you have come a little closer to seeing Sarvatma Bhava. That is what it is. Seeing that the Atma in me is the Atma in everyone. Sarvatma Bhava. And seeing that oneness, so you come one more step closer to seeing that oneness, which is what all the yatis enjoy. All of them enjoy. So Pashunam Patim here means all the inner beasts also need a lord. Not just actually the outer beasts are fine. The tiger never goes against its own nature, correct? Yeah, so if you see a tiger that in the forest that is doing japa with a mala, and then it says I have become vegetarian, quickly call the vet, because it's not right. It's not correct. It's not following its own nature. Tiger is carnivorous. And even the small cats, they are also carnivorous. You can't sort of bring a cat and say, I'll make it vegetarian. You can't make it vegetarian. It's not supposed to be vegetarian. You are supposed to be vegetarian, okay? Not the cat. So, therefore, everything is its own nature. So then, all the beasts have their own nature which they do not transgress. They behave exactly how they are supposed to be. They are all programmed by Ishvara to behave exactly as they are supposed to behave. And then this is how they behave. This is how they are supposed to behave. You will not see the cat looking guilty. Oh, I have knocked off a few things. I should do some prayaschitta. It will never do that. It will never do that. Only the human being goes against one's nature. And what is the nature of the human beings? To see oneself as Brahman. Human's nature is Satchidanandam Brahma. The ability to see oneself as free of sorrow, free of pain, free of everything. That alone is there for the human being, and that alone the human being must do. But the human being alone flouts nature, goes against one's own nature. And why? By being angry, by not commanding compassion, not having accommodation. Although all those things are possible, one goes against one's own nature. And therefore what? So therefore, we have a problem. That's why we need Pashupatinath temple for all the inner Pashus, inner bestial tendencies. beast-like tendencies which are there. That is what in Sanskrit is called prakrita buddhi. Prakrita buddhi means just as nature made. Beat up somebody, eat, drink, snatch. This is bestial tendencies. The prakrita buddhi has to be converted into samskrita buddhi. Samskrita buddhi is a buddhi that knows Sanskrit. No. Samskrita means civilized, well done, well made, well done. And so Samskrita buddhi means a buddhi that knows how to correct itself, correct these tendencies. And then so Pashumpatinam hridi bhavayantaha. So it's a good idea to think of Lord Shiva each time you get angry. Just say, take care of this little beastie. Yeah, please take care of this beast. Don't know where it came from. Everything was going swimmingly well. Suddenly I have anger. Don't know where it came from. Take care of it. Take care of all these difficult tendencies. Please take care of it. So, patim pashunam hridi bhavayantaha. And then, what was the last one? Pashumpatinam, Bhikshashane Bhikshu charantaha. So going from place to place for bhiksha. This may seem like all alright, like why is this talked about here? To show that all the emotions become very strong with regard to people if one stays in one place. If you stay in one place, then you develop so many affections. You develop affections towards the people who live next door, this side, that side. You develop affections towards the roadside animals. First you say, I'll just give them water. Then you have one more bowl for food. And then very soon you're taking them to the vet. All these things. You develop affections. And the affections keep growing. Then you water one plant and pretty soon you have a jungle in the balcony. And then you have so many things that are going on. And then you develop affection to the people in the post office. You take them sweets during Deepavali, and then and then you develop affection. You know their names, and then even in the local supermarket, you know their shifts, you know their names. You start exchanging Christmas presents with them. And then if any small thing happens to any one of them, you are in the doldrums. Oh, this one, that one is sick, this one died, that is sick. Yeah, even one plant dies, you shed tears for it. And then what is a quick fix for it, Don't remain in one place, okay? Yeah. There are rules for the yatis. Yeah. 3 days. Some rules are there depending on which lineage you are affiliated with. Some lineages are little more lenient ages they are called, and some of them are more strict. And so the stricter ones, they say first of all you should not stay in anybody's house, and what do? You sleep under the village tree. Can I have a tent? Sure, have a tent, okay? Yeah. So have a tent, practice by coming to the Bahamas and staying in the tents there. They have 5-star tents, yeah. It's not camping, it is glamping, okay? Yeah. It has even electricity and everything. It's very nice. And so you can stay on the outskirts of the village, and they give you specific places you can stay. You can stay in a public building that belongs to nobody in particular, where the village panchayat meets. You can stay there. You can stay in a temple. You can stay not in the people's house, but on the outside of the courtyard of the house. You can stay. Or you can stay under any tree in the village. You choose the tree, doesn't matter. Put your bedding there and stay. And then you get up, you go begging, say please give me food, and it's nice because you don't sort of think, oh, I asked them yesterday, I should not ask today. Those feelings will not be there. and feelings on the part of the giver are also not there. What is this? This person is permanently tied around my neck, and then this bhikshu, when will I lose this bhikshu? What is this able-bodied fellow begging every day? And the lady of the house also doesn't feel burdened. When you go and say, Bhavati Bhikshan Dehi, the lady of the house doesn't say, well, keep on cooking for you and you eat a lot, really eat a lot. So therefore what? You just keep moving. You just keep moving. And when you move, you don't develop those entrenched feelings of responsibility, like I'm responsible for these plants, I'm responsible for these people cannot do without me, all these things. In the beginning, the feeling is nice, oh, so many people are relying on me. After that, it's a headache, yeah. You feel like pushing all of them and then closing the door tightly and having a staycation. What is a staycation? Where you are in the house, okay? But you pretend you're not. You creep around, yes. All the blinds are drawn and you go like this to see who is there. And then you put the light on at night, and the neighbors who think you are away talk to the police and ask the police to come. Yeah. And then what is a staycation? In short, a staycation is where you are prowling around as a robber in your own house. That is a staycation. So this is all because of, there are so many things. It doesn't take a long time, even for a sannyasi, to get attached to something or the other, or somebody or the other. Because everybody is so loving. Everybody just plies you with gifts, plies you with food, plies you with so many things, so much love. And then what? So therefore what? Therefore one has to keep moving. And so just keep moving. And even if you don't do that, Bhagavan does that to your life. Yeah, Bhagavan does that. Bhagavan keeps you on the move. If you are supposed to be there are two lifestyles for this. One is called Ajagari Vritti. Ajagari Vritti means the sannyasi takes lessons from the python. The python stays in one place. Python is not going on vacation, okay? Python is too long, too big, huge it is. This fat it is. Once I saw, and it was almost dark. There were yellow and orange leaves on the ground, and the python was also yellow, brown and orange, moving in between the leaves, camouflaged, very nice. And then thick, big fellow, and I watched it in awe. It was moving like a goods train. Kept on moving. It was this, the blessed thing was about, 10 feet long, easily. And then it moved away. After that only we were able to pass. And so like this, the Ajagara Vritti, the python way of Bhiksha is you just sit in one place, you don't go begging, you don't go anywhere, you wait for something to come. If nothing comes, doesn't matter, you just eat according to whatever people give you, whenever they give. Here also no attachment, because you're not going door to door and saying, what's for lunch? You're not going to do that. And so this also is very safe. And then after that what? Then after that there is Madhukari Vritti. The second one is called Madhukari Vritti. Like a bee, you go from flower to flower to flower to flower. And so here you keep going from village to village, house to house, and then don't develop any kind of an entrenchment. That's the idea. Because you be free and you inspire others also to live their freest life yet. And that is how one has to live. You touch and you bless and go. Touch, bless, go. Touch, bless, go. And what kind of a vritti should I have? What kind of a lifestyle should I have? It's not open for choice. Some people, even if they wanted to go somewhere, their prarabdha will make them be born in one village live in that village and die in that village. Even if you pluck them and brought them somewhere else, something will cause for them to go back. And some other people are not supposed to be in one place. They are on the move, on the road again. They are. They are on the move, and this is how one knows. If one is constantly on the move, one knows one has to be like this only. You touch and you go. You touch and let go. Touch and let go. And in that there is a certain beauty. And there is a beauty like that joke, One monk asked the head monk in a Buddhist ashram, are monks allowed to use vacuum cleaners? Yeah. And the head monk said, as long as they don't have attachments. So it's like that. It's like that. You don't hold on to anything, you don't hold on to anybody. And so that way, then you lead a sane life and inspire other people also to lead a sane life. This doesn't mean you start booking your tickets. That's not the idea. Wherever you are, internally you are objective. Internally you are the same as this Yati. There is no reason why you can't take these 5 verses home and then look at them and contemplate on each one and live out each one one day. So you have a 5-day program and then you start all over again. In fact, it's not a 5-day program, it's a lifelong program. It's a 5-decade program. It's not a 5-day program. Okay? Yeah. So we'll start the whole thing together, it will feel nice. Vedantavakyeshu sadaramantah Vikshannamatrena chatushrimantah Vishokavantah karunaikavantah Kaupinavantah kalubhagyavantah Moolam karokevalamashrayantaha Panidvayam bhoktumamantrayantaha Kanthaviva shrimabhikutsayantaha Kaupinavantah kalubhagyavantaha Swanandabhave paritushrimantaha Samshanta sarvendriyadrishrimantaha Aharnisham brahmani yeramantah Kaupinavantah kalubhagyavantah Dehadimanam parimarjayantah Atmanamatmanyavalokayantaha Nantannamadhyam navahismarantah Kaupinavantah kalubhagyavantah Panchaksharam pavanamujjarantah Patim pashunam hridi bhavayantah Bhikshasana bhikshu paribhramantah Kaupinavantah kalubhagyavantah Kaupinavantah kalubhagyavantah Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. You can take prasad, then we can have a group photo because everybody seems to want one, and then we can do whatever else we want, okay? Come. I didn't see you since.
Bhiksham Dehi.
That's a good attitude. Yes. No smoothie, that's for eating.
No, I think it was me. I said
This smoothie will happen.
Inside. Going on.
Second time.
You can take it.